is slowly teeing away. Don't think that I'm going crazy, 'cause thoughts keep running through my head. I know I gotta be strong, gotta hold on. Sometimes I'd rather give up instead. Seem like I'm better off dead.
Blackberry molasses, blackberry things that never change.
It'll never change.
You gotta keep pushing on. The sun don't rain all the time. There's gonna be some heartache and pain.
Heartache and pain. Don't tell me how to live my life after all that we've been through. Don't wanna hear about your hardships, 'cause I've been there myself a time or two. Still life goes on if you just keep holding on. So many things just survive once you realize there's no such place as paradise, at least in my eyes.
Blackberry molasses, one of the things that never change. You gotta keep pushing on. The sun don't rain all the time. There's gonna be some heartache and pain. Blackberry molasses, one of the things that never change. You gotta keep pushing on. The sun don't rain all the time. There's gonna be some heartache and pain. Blackberry molasses, one of the things that never change. You gotta keep pushing on. The sun don't rain all the time. There's gonna be some heartache and pain. Blackberry molasses, one of the things that never change.
Whoa, you ain't gotta talk about bodies that you never caught. You ain't gotta try to rock Prada, you can buy Lacoste. Tryna follow trends, gonna throw your zen way off. Take a good look in the mirror when you feeling lost. Be yourself, king. Should be yourself. Should be yourself, king. Should be yourself. Should be yourself, king. Should be yourself. And really the greatest thing that you could be is to be yourself. It's a whole lot of insecurities on display. When he go and spend his whole advance on a diamond chain. When he tricking off on these hoes trying to fill the void. When he steady popping on these ends trying to numb the pain. When he flexing all on the gram showing off the bands. When he knowing damn well that he got it off a scam. I don't wanna see you do a bid trying to get a lamb. It's a lot of ways to go legit, think about your fam. Cause you ain't gotta lie to kick it. You ain't gotta pop prescription. You ain't gotta load up the stick. You ain't gotta slide on niggas. You ain't gotta spin the block. Cause you ain't really got no ops for real. That's just your ego trying to take over. Really, that's the one that you got to kill. Why everybody wanna be on demon time when your angels gon' ride for real? That feeling of emptiness deep inside is something the money will not fulfill. And we gotta get back in alignment with God, cause that's the only way that time will heal. Yeah. Whoa. You ain't gotta talk about bodies that you never caught. You ain't never caught. Whoa. You ain't gotta try to rock Prada, you can buy Lacoste. You can buy Lacoste. Tryna follow trends, gonna throw your zen way off. Yeah. Take a good look in the mirror when you feeling lost. Be yourself, king. Should be yourself. Should be yourself, king. Should be yourself. Should be yourself, kid. Should be yourself. And really the greatest thing that you could be is to be yourself.
Right, do what I should, right. Point, right. Do what I could, right. Point, right. Do what I should, right. Point, right. Do what I could, right. Point, right. Do what I should, right. Point, right. Do what I could, right. Point, right. Do what I should, right. Point, right. Do what I could.
I ain't never represent, baby. Ain't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. No, I know right from wrong. 'Cause I wanna make it. So nasty. I'm $1 million baby. Don't ask me. Oh, hell no. You rip my city so damn long. But you still don't notice me. Sound next. Oh, VA next. I'm at they neck. I'm running up the check. She a bad mama, she a diva. No matter what happens, she cannot come between us again. I know we're better than friends. I played up Queen's Gambit, showed around my friends. Try to pick some energy up, it don't matter. I know you never moved on, if you tried. I don't believe it, baby. I know you lied all night long. What you mean I changed? I'll stay the same. Had me losing my mind. Said the city is mine. I ain't never represent, baby. Ain't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. I know right from wrong. 'Cause I wanna make it. So mad. I'm $1 million baby. Don't let me. I ain't never represent, baby. Ain't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. I know right from wrong. 'Cause I wanna make it. So mad. I'm $1 million baby. Don't let me.
Right, do what I should, right. Point, right. Do what I could, right. Point, right. Do what I should, right. Point,
Shout out to all the American Aborigines. TV's in the building. Aboriginal TV's in the building. God of the Geechies is in the building. Top of the morning, balance of the evening. Whenever it's doing well, it's grand rising. We got 18 people in the building. Appreciate if y'all bang that like button, share the video out. Let me get some ghosts in the chat, some TVs in the chat. Let me know we loud and clear. The audio. What's going on, tribe? Are we good? All right. Before we get started with today's show, just want to give y'all a quick little update. What I got going on over here. So, it appears that there's let's just say a new type of ailment out nowadays. At least that's what they acting like, try. As you all know, I've dealt with a lot of death in the last month, change, or whatever the case may be. So, ultimately, my aunt is sick. Just my father's sister. She's sick. And y'all know my father just transitioned. It pretty much believe it or not, Tribe, like, they literally are, or they were dealing with the same thing. Literally. Same thing my father passed away from and is dealing with right now, fighting for her life right now. So, send y'all love, send y'all energy, of course. You know, that's what I'm dealing with currently. That's why I haven't been streaming. Make sure that I'm present in case, you know what I mean, any decisions need to be made. To make sure that I'm present, just to make sure that everything goes according to plan. Okay, so that's the update. That's why I haven't been around. My aunt is sick. You know what I'm saying? For the next couple of weeks, I'll be prioritizing making sure that, you know, there for my aunt. Making sure that I'm there in case she needs anything. Making sure the overall process of trying to get her care is facilitated properly. So that's why I've been gone. I've been in the hospitals, fucking collapsed. Just trying to make sure that I'm there and present. So I'm going to do a nice little show today. Hope I won't be long with y'all, but I'll do what I can do. And I gotta take my ass back to the hospital. I will leave it up to y'all if y'all want to do giveaway Friday. I will do giveaway Friday if y'all still want to do it. And I know we haven't really did anything this week, so I'm gonna leave that up to y'all. If y'all want to do giveaway Friday, I'll make it happen. If not, then I won't press it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of shit going on right now, Tribe. And the last thing I need is the motherfucking adding unnecessary shit. So I'm gonna leave that totally up to y'all, Tribe. That's the update. Shout out to all the American Aborigines. Before I get started in this show, man, let me just say this, gang. No matter what age you are right now, man, go get your, if not anything, Tribe, go get your stomach checked out, Tribe. Go get your stomach, go get your shit looked at, gang. No bullshit. Like, it's clear. Like, for me, I got my own hypothesis on what's going on, and I won't share that publicly. But I'll just say that this is that timeline that was given for these fucking jabs. We right in the dead smack center of about 2 years. It's been about 2 and some change. It's a 2 to 5 year time period. And man, and it's starting to manifest. So make sure y'all go and touch y'all family, yo. Make sure y'all go hug and love on your family, especially if you know they got that jab. Go check on your folks, man. Because I got a inclination that this shit got something to do with it. You know, just from speaking with the doctors, speaking with everyone involved. And I know that it's tough right now. I know that when shit going good, it's hard to have tough conversations. You don't want to fuck up the mood. You know what I'm saying? But it's imperative that you have these conversations so that everybody's prepared in case something was to happen, you know? But as you can imagine, gang, my whole life has changed, and I plan to make a drastic change in my life considering the death that I'm dealing with, all of the shit that I got going on. So this is my day one of a new day for me, man. I told myself last night that I was gonna vow to my ancestors and vow to myself to motherfucking do things different with tribe. So that's where I'm at on my journey. Another part of my journey. Shout out to y'all who were very rocking with me from the beginning, and all those who joined along the way. We appreciate all the love and support, tribe. We're gonna continue to move forward as our ancestors have trained us to do. But there's a likelihood that I might have to transition another elder, somebody very near and dear to me. So, as you can imagine, the headspace I'm in is just like, it's different to say the least. Anywho, that's my update, gang. So let's go ahead and get into today's show. Who Are You? Episode 11. Make sure y'all bang that like button, share the video out for me. Let everybody know we live. Let's see what. Do I want to? Okay. Good. You do that. Share this to y'all.
We want to be known as how we are today. We're living, breathing, we still have our culture, we still have our language. And we want to be looked at as Americans as well. And I think for some reason, the American dream is that they forget about the Native Americans. I am ever thankful. We want to be known as how we are today. We're living, we're breathing, we still have our culture, we still have our language. And we want to be looked at as Americans as well. And I think for some reason, the American dream is that they forget about the Native Americans. I am Everett Osceola, and I am Seminole. The way we used to live was by war. The way we used to live was by survival. The Seminoles are called the unconquered people because we were the only tribe within U.S. history to not sign any treaties. Seminole actually was derived from a dialect of Spanish. They just said Cimarron, meaning wild one or the untamed ones. So it got butchered over time and over generations that it was called Seminole. But in a way, it kind of stuck because we weren't part of the Creeks, we weren't part of the Choctaws or the Chickasaws. We actually were a part of some of the ancient tribes. So being untamed or wild ones, we just kind of inherited the name, and we kind of just we have it now, and we kind of have it now proudly. All our traditions are passed down orally, like our songs, our stories, and our language. There are two languages within the Seminole tribe. One is called Creek, which is part of the kind of like the Port Creeks of Alabama and even the Creek Nation. And then we also have the Miccosukee language, which is mostly the predominant language that's spoken today. Did the Seminoles own Florida at one point? Yes, they did. We have records going back probably as far as maybe 1713, and there was a map of where they said that we actually had not only Florida, but it went as far as Florida, Alabama, Georgia, almost all the way up to Tennessee. We've always been part of Florida.
Ain't it funny how all these tribes in this area, motherfucking everybody just owned all the way up to a certain point? Like La Florida, everybody, all the tribes just owned all of it to a certain point in time. Or were they just the fucking same tribe and y'all keep trying to mix the fucking dope? Which one is it? You can't say, oh, well, all of the southeastern corridor was broken up into all of these thousands of different tribes, and all of them spoke different languages. They never talked to know each other. But then in the same breath, be like, well, the Seminoles, they owned all the way up into Tennessee. Oh, but at a certain point, this was wild territory. Oh, well, let's not forget about the Chickasaws or the Creeks. This is all Creek territory at one point in time. Then let's not forget it's all Mississippian territory at one point in time. So what we keep finding, right, is that no matter the name that they give the specific region or area, the congruent or similar thing in which we're figuring out or seeing the pattern, right, is that at a certain point, one people controlled this landmass and controlled this area in which we're speaking about today. Now, of course, oh goddamn Luigi ain't gonna motherfucking tell all the history. Luigi is gonna amalgamate and act and stand and do as he do, stand in place and act like this his folks. You understand? But let's be clear, this history he talking about ain't Native fucking American history. It's not.
Not only Florida, but it went as far as Florida, Alabama, Georgia.
Just imagine this motherfucker living in Florida. This nigga got on a hoodie. You can't wear a hoodie in Florida, nigga. What part of Florida that is? That must have been motherfucking, during the cooler months. Shit, you do need a little jacket when that hawk come out. But nigga, you would not make it in Florida, my man. And if you did, you wouldn't look like how you look in Florida. How the fuck you... See, this is what they can't get around. How the fuck you the sun people, you been in the sun in these regions near the equator, which is supposed to be closer to the sun, but yet your ass ain't black. Your ass ain't even brown. You not dark. How the fuck your people been under the sun for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, which is what they say that makes your ass dark, but yet your fucking ass ain't dark. Hello? Make it make sense, tribe. Make it make sense. You motherfuckers be in the desert. You've been in the desert for 30,000 years and you light skinned. How?
Are you stupid or something?
Not only Florida, but it went as far as Florida, Alabama, Georgia, almost all the way up to Tennessee. We've always been part of Florida. The only reason why we kind of disbanded is because when the Europeans came, it was kind of like, you guys belong here. You guys are going to be called this. You eat this certain type of food, so you're going to be called, you're going to be named after that food. So when we would go back and forth between Florida, when the Europeans came, we had to stick to one certain area in order to survive. And then during the times of war, they tried to make a deal with us. Of course, we didn't go for that deal. But after the first Seminole War, which was around 1815 to around 1820, they tried to give us to sign where we were going to have some land with it.
Just imagine, like, These niggas who come from this and produce this was some of the greatest, most fiercest warriors on the planet. Listen to how we talk. Yeah, we was in that Seminole Wars, and yeah, we had to nigga. You don't come from that, bro. You don't come from no motherfucking bloodline of warriors. That shit ain't even in your motherfucking vocal cords, nigga. You come from field workers, nigga. You niggas pick peas. That's a pea picking sound. That's a pea picking voice, nigga. That's a fucking bean picking voice. That ain't no motherfucking axe wielder. That ain't no motherfucking no stepper. Don't no stepper talk like this.
They tried to make a deal with us. Of course, we didn't go for that deal. But after the first Seminole War, which was around 1815 to around 1820, they tried to give us to sign where we were going to have some land within Florida. And that covered, it was like right in the middle, Ocala.
Look at here. Look at it. It's a Dades massacre.
All the way down to Vero Beach. And then, you know, that didn't go as well. And then that's when we had two more Seminole Wars. And
wait a minute.
that's when we pretty much, it came down to just where we were hiding in the Everglades in order to survive.
Wait a minute, brother. Wait a minute. There's inconsistencies here. Let's point them out. So, y'all was the only unconquered tribe. The only unconquered tribe went to war. And this is his explanation of it.
Seminole Wars. And that's when we pretty much, it came down to just where we had way down to Vero Beach. And then, you know, that didn't go as well. And then that's when we had.
That didn't go as well. Well, what happened in the first Seminole War? Tell us, Native American. Tell us the narratives passed down traditionally. What were some of the ways in which y'all were moving and grooving in those time periods in order to survive and thrive? What were some of the tactics y'all used against the Europeans in order to take an advantage? What are some of the specific landmarks that you use? Some of the natural resources that you use? What were some of the military techniques in which was enacted? What was the rank and file system? How was orders given, and ultimately, you know, how were they dispensed and then adhered to? How did that work, Seminole man? How did that work, Seminole? How did y'all be able to fight the most powerful military on the planet at the time with sticks and stones? But you set off a war to ultimately get ran into the woods. But you the unconquered. Don't sound unconquered to me.
Way down to Vero Beach. And then, you know, that didn't go as well. And then that's when we had two more Seminole Wars. And that's when we pretty much, it came down to just where we were hiding in the Everglades in order to survive.
Now they had the Seminole War. Let's look this up. Damn, it feel good to be back home, y'all. I missed y'all, tribe. It feel good to be back in my motherfucking seat, gang. Give thanks to the ancestors for giving me a motherfucking purpose, tribe. Oh, by the way, them giveaways should be landing, man. Like I told y'all, I had hiccups with fucking all the funerals and shit like that. But I got, like, I'm damn near caught up, tribe. Like, you know what I'm saying? I done sent out hell a motherfucking jackets and shirts, tribe. Like, I done sent out hell of shit. So just bear with it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all niggas is impatient. And I know y'all want y'all shit. It's on the way. I promise you that much. And when it is, it ain't like you niggas is gonna send no picture to show a nigga what the fuck it looked like anyway. I don't know why you rushing me. You just gonna keep it all to your motherfucking self. So I'm taking my time on you. Just anyways. The giveaways are on the way. I sent out a shit ton of giveaways here recently, okay? So where were we? Oh, so we were looking up the Seminole War. The Seminole Wars was from 1816 to 1858. Okay. Yeah, y'all niggas be making me mad. I'm gonna call you niggas out. I don't give a fuck. Y'all just gonna have to beat me up later in the back. But everybody gonna know who did it because I already called you out in front of everybody. So if Ab get hit in the back of the head, it's probably somebody who won a giveaway here recently. There's probably a giveaway recipient. Them niggas is motherfuckers like hyenas, nigga. If somebody hit Ab in the head, it was probably a nigga who won a giveaway. Bronze do be sitting in pictures though. My nigga Bronze do be sitting in pictures, no cap. My nigga Bronze be sitting in shit. So yeah, the Seminoles Wars happened in 1816, ladies and gentlemen. And they said it was 3 of them. So I'm wondering, yeah, it's gonna be, hold on, let's just go ahead and pull this up on the screen, drop. Let me show you where you fucking are, man. Let me show y'all one of them glitches in the Matrix and shit. Let me get this shit up. We'll continue this. Y'all niggas gonna ride. You ain't got no choice. I ain't got a lot of time. I ain't in the fucking mood to be out there playing. We got 58 people in the building. Bang that like button, share the video out. 9 for 9 is in full effect for every 9 donations of $9 or more. We will do a giveaway tomorrow. If y'all want to do giveaway Friday, let's zoom in a little bit. Try. Drain my motherfucking eye. So the Seminole Wars, also known as the Florida Wars. Why? My bad. I must have been about to cook too good or something. But the Seminole Wars, also known as the Florida Wars, were a series of 3 military conflicts between the United States and the Seminoles that took place in Florida between about 1816 and about 1858. Mic check. Y'all got good audio? Y'all niggas can hear me? Because I ain't got all fucking day. Let me drop this link in case anybody want to ride in the whip. As we continue to motherfucking change the culture. They can call us what they want, but they won't call us uninformed. Understand? They won't say they teaching our children. They won't say we getting our shit from them. Nah. We gonna ride. Take away the ability for a person to educate himself, and you have enslaved that person for eternity. That sounds like a quote from somebody. It probably is, but I don't know who the fuck it is. It's just coming. So y'all just ride with it, nigga. Let that marinate for a second. Let that marinate. What's up, Rod?
Yo, mic check, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we got you loud and clear. What's going on with you?
We're know tight. You know.
All right, bet. Check this out. So from 1816 to 1858, right? The Seminole Wars was going on all up in Florida, right? But remember, they say the Seminoles had territory all the way up into Tennessee. Okay? So where was the wars happening? It says the Seminoles are a Native American nation which coalesced in northern Florida during the early 1700s when the territory was still a Spanish colonial possession. Let's be clear. When they saying this shit is in Spanish colonial possession, it is not in the current format and where you see is like the state of Florida, the state of Georgia, the state. These motherfuckers was not over here like that, and they did not have control over the whole of the motherfucking southeastern United States. These people had specific missions, just like now, specific churches, specific areas in which they work. You understand? And so they claim that region as colonial possessions of Spain, and when you in that jurisdiction, you're subject to those statutes, the laws that company has created. You understand? It's the same shit today. But like, just like today, there's unincorporated territories. Just like today, technically you could still have your child and live off grid. You understand what I'm saying? And you won't be being enumerated. You won't have like all of the common shit that we are just attached and think that everybody goes through nowadays. Like there's still realities in which, you know what I'm saying, niggas is living off the books, for lack of better. So, and just because they call it the state of this, right, or the state of that, if you look to your left and you look to your right, all you can fucking see most likely is trees. Wilderness. Which gives us a great understanding. And then just look at the history of America. How long it takes them to develop and get to where we are today. It wasn't that long ago. So what we figuring out is that history, as they making it seem that happened so long ago, nah, we living in the shit. We just the next generation and the next puzzle to the piece of this shit. So it says tensions grew between the Seminoles and the settlers in the newly independent United States in the early 1800s, mainly because enslaved people regularly fled from Georgia into Spanish Florida, prompting slaveholders to conduct slave raids across the border. A series of cross-border skirmishes escalated in the first Seminole in 1817, when American General Andrew Jackson led an incursion into the territory over Spanish objections. Jackson's forces destroyed several Seminole and Black Seminole towns. Now let's just stop right there, goddamn. Let's go to these motherfuckers. Now, when we be like, the southeastern tribes is descendants of the motherfucking Mayans, the Olmecs, and all the ancient cultures and shit like that, niggas laugh at us, right? And talk shit. But then when I pull up this picture, right? And I say, this is Seminole, they be like, oh yeah, that's a Seminole. But then I can pull up this same picture and be like, this a Mayan. And they would say, oh yeah, that's a Mayan. For sure, you can tell, look at it, it's a Mayan. How that work? Do the people of America have the same birthright and bloodline or not. It's that simple. But anywho, I can't see my damn screen. Let's see. Where's my goddamn bell? Oh, here we go. So today, the Seminoles live in Oklahoma and Florida and comprise 3 federally recognized tribes: the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma, the Seminole Tribe of Florida, and the Miccosukee Tribe of Indians of Florida, as well as independent. One of the independent groups. Seminole people emerged in the process of ethnogenesis from various Native American groups who settled in Spanish Florida. The term ethnogenesis was originally a mid-19th century neologism that was later introduced into the 20th century academic anthropology. In that context, it refers to the observable phenomena of the emergence of new social groups that are identified as having a cohesive identity, i.e. an ethnic group in anthropological terms. Relevant social sciences not only observe this phenomenon, but search for explanations of its causes. The term ethnogeny is also used as a variant. Okay. So these is a bunch of mixed up Native Americans who's only mixed with other Native Americans. Got it. So in 1817, Andrew Jackson led raids or what skirmishes, as they, I believe, said it, right? And
but which 18 is that, after the reset or before the reset?
I'm thinking this is before the reset. I think this is a part of the reset, right? Jackson and all of these other explorers, friars, missionaries, they're all a part of causing the reset, in my opinion.
Well,
right?
My opinion, I think, is a creation after the reset.
Okay, go ahead and expound on it.
I'm actually, from studies, seeing that we're really in like year 6,766 this year. Actually makes that. The first 1800s, the original 1800s, as far as what my studies has given me, we had vehicles around. That was damn near 4,000 years ago. Now a reset has came in the current time that we're looking at 1800 now to put in place after the reset. Remember, St. Augustine had the whole books back in 320 something.
You got a call. We'll take your call, guy. You got the I am in the building. What's going on, guy?
Peace, man. Peace. Well, why is there so much confusion about who the so-called Negroes are in America?
Because there has been a concerted effort to confuse people about the identity of the Negroes in America.
Even though there has been a plot, it seemed like it shouldn't be so much confusion amongst ourselves. Even though it may be confusion in the minds of other people or other nations. What is we doing wrong to keep that confusion going on?
Well, we're not honoring our mother and our fathers, and so our days are not going to be long. Go ahead.
That's a good answer, because the outside forces only can do so much to a person or to an individual or to a group of people. Outside forces only can do so much. To me, the main problem is mostly, like Michael Jackson said, looking at the man in the mirror. I think most of our problem is from within. like you just said, honoring our ancestors and nature and stuff like that. But it's kind of messed up, man. It seems like you're really like serious about this, man, and it's like kind of like grieving you at some points. I know you don't have to carry the burden by yourself, though.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I got my own specific purpose and reasonings and why I'm moving in the way I move. You know, I only hope to shine a light to those who is in the same likeness and path as I am. And hopefully one day we'll be able to come together to do something special or great. What that is to be determined when that takes place. You know what I mean? But I think that I'm not confused, or my people aren't confused about who we are, right? I think we're just battling a entity that uses a lot of different types of warfare. And so because of that, in order to compete and to ultimately try to win victory, we have to compete and utilize all the forms of warfare that we have available. And so one of the most integral pieces and, you know, one of the most potent weapons in warfare is information, is propaganda, is education. That's a huge component of it. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
It can be if our people is indulging in their information and believing in their information. But other than that, that information is weak if we don't believe in it and trust in it. And you know, you see what I'm saying? So it's like the problem, I think, is amongst ourselves. The outside forces only have a certain measure of strength and power and information. But if I'm able to get along with my brothers, the adversary only can do so much. Only can be effective to a certain point, and then after that, that's going to be neutralized.
True indeed.
I think our problem is within ourselves, man, and amongst one another.
Agree. Man.
You see, I could be wrong, but that's just so far. Observing all the different channels and a number of different channels, the issue is not the so-called outside forces. They're weak as long as if we're strong. If we're strong within, they're weak on the outside. They're weak.
I agree. I think I'm a firm component of, you know, just accountability and doing what we can do to change our situations and allowing whatever the reality is or whatever enemies that may come against us, like that's a part of this shit. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But like you said, if we have our shit together, if we're sound in our foundation and what we standing on and what we willing to fight and die about, then it doesn't matter what the enemy is doing. Right? Because as the enemy is working, so are we. And so I think you're right. A lot of this boils down to the lack of accountability and the lack of responsibility that we've had about our culture and preserving and protecting that, honoring that. Like we've just been disconnected from what made us great people. You know what I mean? And what made us, you know, the people that everybody want to look, follow and watch and imitate and things of that nature. I think we've gotten away from just being a family, you know, and no matter what else takes place, understanding that family gonna ride for family and we can have confidence in that. That little inkling in itself could take you a long way through trials and tribulations, right? But when you feel alone, when you feel like don't nobody understand you, when you feel like, right, you go and you search for things outside of self to try to gain understanding or enlightenment and things of that nature. And a lot of times that shit leads you down a path away from your people, away from your elders, and not closer to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, man.
Yeah. Okay, so when you mention family, like that means we have to understand what family is. not based upon what the foreigners or some strangers are saying family is and what family should be. And until we get that down, till we master that and get those fundamentals mastered, then of course you're going to continue to be divided and conquered and taken advantage of as a whole. Maybe not as, you know what I'm saying? To me, that's just a part of being divided and conquered. If we don't know what is family. You see what I'm saying? What is family? What is loyalty? We got to understand. We got to read. Maybe we need to maybe we need to do the basics. Go back to the basics again.
Well, see, that's the issue too. That I am right. Niggas don't want to go back to crawling before they walking, not understanding just because they walking don't mean they running, and don't mean they have the ability to run. I think a lot of our people have found confidence and solace in the fact that we just up and walking and moving, not understanding that we skipped the crawling stage. We skipped a lot of fucking steps to this shit that makes the foundation sound. You know what I mean? So I truly believe that our elders left the blueprints. A lot of us who are connected to the culture, connected to, you know, what we come from, they showed us how to fucking do this shit. You know what I'm saying? I think what we got caught up in is observing our people and through the lens of the Europeans and the other outside forces, right? And so we started to critique our people same way that they critique us, right? We don't respect our people in the same likeness because we continue to put on the matrix glasses to observe everyone and assess everyone, right? And so if you don't measure up in our community, a lot of times you can't get no fucking respect, even if you got something valid to say that can help every fucking body. But niggas' egos, niggas, like I said, niggas just disconnected from the purity of what made us who we are. You know what I mean? They can disconnect it from the source. So I don't expect with all that's going on, everyone to just be tapped in and understand and know what loyalty is and all of that. I don't expect that, right? But I do truly believe there is certain elements of our community that's still practicing our cultures, right? And they're not wavering from that. So those are the elements in which we might want to be tapping in with to see what's working for them and see how we can continue to implement the things that's beneficial for our people in the mass of our people. But once again, that's a choice. Niggas got to choose the one to do better. And no matter what we come up here and say, no matter what information we find, no matter what, any of this shit, at the end of the day, the reason we fucked up is because niggas chose the goddamn against themselves at the end of the day. And this is the result. That's like betting against yourself. Hoping, like trying to hedge and say, well, I can't lose because I'm betting against myself, and if I win, I won. So, right, but you're not understanding you being counterproductive against your own goddamn self. Go ahead. I know you're trying to get in. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I'm just listening. I mean, that's just basically confirming what I'm saying the same thing. We're against ourselves. We're hurting ourselves. We're not moving as a family. You got to move as a family, as a team. We're not moving as a team as a whole. I'm saying if we moved as a team as a whole and was in agreement as a whole, foreigners wouldn't be dominating this continent, or they wouldn't be controlling the continent contrary to our wishes, should I say. How about that?
Well, it's also because we keep allowing our differences to divide us.
Yes.
Right. Once again, we're not treating each other like family. We treating each other like outside niggas because you believe this and I believe that. Right.
That's true.
But real family ain't like that. I got fucking family, cousins, brothers that do shit I don't fuck with. But when I see them niggas, that's my blood. That's my family. And we don't need to discuss what we don't agree upon, because that's only gonna cause issues, right? We focus on what we do fuck with each other on. And if we can't focus on that, then we just keep our distance. But that's still family. You understand? And if you fuck with family, there's a certain protocol that takes place, right? That's what we missing. We're missing modes of operation, right? Just basic functioning as a people, as individuals, and as a collective. It's just the basic functioning. No, we don't have the handbook, and if we did, niggas are not reading the handbook. You understand? Okay. Niggas just showing up to work.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's like we gotta find. Okay, what are the fundamentals? We have to lay down what the fundamental principles of family is. Our operation. What's our codes of conduct? Because yes, you can be my family regardless of what you do. It's nothing can change that. I mean, that's pretty common sense. I think nothing can change being family, but things that you do could change the order of this, the vibration and the energy that's amongst the family. For example, we have to agree on what's right and what's wrong. You can't violate little babies and stuff like. You see what I'm saying? That's just the example. If you do that, you're gonna bring interruption into the family structure. So what's gonna be our standard? What's gonna be our code of operation and conduct? Because if we keep violating those things, those basic principles, you're not gonna have a good family structure. You're not gonna have a good family reunion or nothing like that. It's gonna cause problems. If you're stealing from one another, that's gonna cause problems. If you're murdering one another, that's gonna cause problems. If you're sleeping with another man's wife, that's gonna cause problems. We gotta see these basic things, because the culture, the music and stuff, that's not never going nowhere. We're gonna always do our music, we're gonna always do our singing and dancing and all that. But we gotta have righteous principles in order to excel and to not let outside forces come in and bring in perverted ways of living and causing us to see one another in a way that we don't supposed to be seeing one another. Like you were saying, we're seeing each other through the lenses of foreigners. We don't supposed to be doing that.
Well, it's hard. It's like, how can I see you in any other way if that's what you are reciprocating? You know, like at the end of the day,
we got our
a
own
lot
mind.
of niggas. Let's be clear. Once again, niggas have went away from what was taught to them. You understand? Like, as much as we be joking and keying about, you know, the Christians in the church and all the perversions that come with that, right? A lot of y'all niggas, ancestors actually truly practiced this shit. You know what I'm saying? You niggas grew up in this shit. You know what I'm saying? And for whatever reason, like myself, you decided I don't want to do this shit after you had your own volition in its current configuration. But that's still, like, a lot of people still didn't understand that they was trying to make sure that we had a connection to our creator or the most high or whatever the fuck that is, a relationship with whatever entity in which you believe, right? And the importance of that, right? The certain things in which now, like, for example, right? Niggas don't go to church for years, right? But when niggas die, guess what happened? You go back to church, right? You be the same songs, the same hymns. The church is ultimately where you started and is ultimately where your ass finished for a lot of people in our culture and shit like that. And I'm not saying niggas need to go back to church and all. That's your own personal, you know what I'm saying, choice. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of the cultural things in which our elders practiced and we saw that benefited them, it gave us the opportunity to get to the point where we can just be like, man, fuck it, I don't want to practice it to be like, we didn't pick up on that shit. You understand? Niggas went away from that. Some of those principles you talking about, because a lot of you niggas, grandma would snitch on a nigga if they knew they murdered another nigga in our community. No? A lot of you niggas, grandma wouldn't stand for your granddaddy either. A lot of you niggas great grandparents would not stand for the shit that y'all be on nowadays, gang. Just the shit y'all just be like, it's all right, it's cool, that's just how it is today, grandma. Like, so what is that? What do you expect to happen from you when all of the motherfucking knowledge and shit that was amassed and passed down to your dumb ass, you ain't even fucking listen to it. So now you starting at square zero as a motherfucking as a Christian or Israelite or Muslim or a Satanist or Baptist or right. You're starting from zero when goddamn it, a lot of y'all, your peoples goddamn gave you a foundation to build off of. You just decided not to fuck with it. How's that working out for you?
Yeah, that's profound. It's obviously whether we African or not, we don't know. Most of us don't know nothing about no Africa in reference to experience when it comes to experiencing like genealogies from Africa. So all that stuff is really out the window. At the end of the day, we still right here trying to make it, trying to be rich, trying to be wealthy, trying to be successful. So a lot of that stuff saying, you know, all that Pan-Africanism, all that stuff is really of none effect. It's really non-profitable to the people that's here right now. To the people that's living now and the elders that's living now, still living now, that stuff is really irrelevant. We here, our land is here, our homes are here, our vehicles, our boats, whatever you own and get, all that's here. Why? So we need to focus on making our lives better right here in America and in South America and wherever we living in the Americas. Those who, I ain't trying to knock people that's into that African stuff, but you don't even have no ancestors over there, unless it's just recently. And if you do have ancestors over there, you don't even know who they are, for the most part. I mean, I'm sure there's exceptions to that, but not really, not that much. And so if we can't do these basic things of doing right by one another, we're not gonna make it back to where we had in the past. We're not gonna obtain that stuff, man. We're not gonna obtain this land because this country wanna, like, this is just me. This is touchy for some people. If you want to do what you want to do in your behind closed doors, that's on you. But we should not, as our people, as a family, we don't endorse same-sex marriages. That's just another example of how we done got off the track. Because I ain't never heard nobody in the past of my ancestors teaching that's okay. How is it okay now? And it wasn't okay 1,000 years ago.
Well, I think that once again, we keep getting caught in the politics of shit. At the end of the day, if you really want to come together as a people, you gotta fucking really put something on the line. That's what niggas is. That's what the difference between niggas and every other type of people. Niggas done been tricked out of putting shit on the line and risking things through this slavery narrative. It's like, hey, we've been through so much. Why risk any more trauma or, you know what I'm saying? Or cause any more issues when we just finished getting out of so many issues. That's be like the mindset of a lot of niggas. You understand? But let me probe you with a key thing that could progress people instantly. Our people instantly. You know what our people don't do conscientiously for themselves, by themselves, even though they have the ability to do so every single day? Our people don't do rituals. Our people haven't we've stopped creating traditions and we've stopped following the ones given to us. People have become traditionless, cultureless, languageless. You know how that happens? Because you niggas ain't fucking kicking it with your family. Because that's where the culture, that's where the language, that's where the music, that's where the food, that's where everything come from. Niggas do all the Matrix rituals and don't do rituals for themselves. You niggas got children, grandchildren, some of y'all. What rituals do y'all do? What things have you made important to do with your next generations? What customs have you given them? Like, just think about that shit. What customs did y'all get? See, a lot of people who's watching this stream they fall in the category of the generations that kind of were fed up to the machine type shit. You know what I mean? And so a lot of your ways is based upon that, based upon genetic modification and programming. So the only thing you can really fathom to do is the programmed rituals that the Matrix has already encoded for the program. You niggas are literally androids and iPhones. You're androids and bots. See, you don't have to worry about the robot AI, because nigga, you niggas is AI. AI in the highest form. You got your own brain, your own consciousness. You can think, you can feel, all of that. But when the Matrix puts in the code, y'all ever seen I Am Robot? Everybody be all robot-y and just doing vacuum cleaning and all the work is good. Till that red light come on, till the code changes, to a motherfucking hacker who know how to code puts in a different code. And you know,
can you give us an example of how we caught up in traditions of other of things that's not profitable to us?
Oh yeah, for sure. Right. We have a ritual of nowadays, and then that we're losing this, by the way. Okay, but usually our only rituals we do in the nigga community is come together on holidays and shit like that. No? Usually that's only because of convenience though, because most niggas get off work for a certain amount of time. And so most people take that time to go spend with family and you know what I'm saying? But then even when we go and spend time with family, do niggas really be spending time with family? Not really. Niggas just be there on their phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me, I lived it, so nobody can tell me this shit. Like, niggas are not really present when we gather. Let's just say it like that. And there's no purpose other than to eat, which is a good thing, right? Breaking bread is a good thing. I'm not saying that. But there's just no order. There's no traditions or customs that have been enforced and reinforced from young ages that this is important and this is why it is important. See, it doesn't matter the reasonings, but it has to be important to us, ladies and gentlemen. Important enough to say, oh, I got other shit to do, but I'm going to put that to the side and prioritize this because it's important. So we don't have that. Like, that's gone. What is important to the nigga community to do to share amongst each other? Go. Can we get one thing? What is important to the niggas in the nigga community? Do we know? You see how a simple question like that can just open up a can of worms and leave for thought for days or months or weeks? That's because we haven't done the work, ladies and gentlemen. We just on autopilot. We ain't even living, y'all. You think you living, but get up and go do what you want to do right now. Just go. Stop what you're doing now and just whatever your heart desires, go do it. 99% of us can't. Right? We got other responsibilities. We've already made other commitments. Right? We've already signed other paperwork and given our life force to other entities and pledged it to other entities. So right now, I know y'all need our community as a whole. Yeah, we need to just kumbaya and we shall overcome and lock ourselves in a box and be together and figure this shit out. But we got bills to pay, y'all. We got babies to feed. So
But
overall, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you go. The overall culture establishment that we need, it doesn't happen. The transmission of culture, the transmission of knowledge, right? The point of having an ancestor and having an elder and have them guide you through life is because they can help you through their experiences, help you not make as many mistakes. But when you don't have that transmission, what happens to a car that don't have a transmission, ladies and gentlemen? Go ahead, I am.
you know you can't go nowhere without a transmission. Well, unless it just depends on what type of car it is too. But anyway, yeah, yeah, we can't do nothing without an engine, man. Some type of form of an engine. So, I was, I think the main problem amongst the so-called African Americans, the so-called Negroes, the original people on this land, on these lands, is we don't have a moral. We don't consent to it. We don't have a one consent to what the moral standard is and what it is not. And then I think once we get that in agreement and master that, then we can build from there anything I think that we want to. It'll be
Agreed.
easier as well. I think it'll be easier as well to build. We can build whatever. You want to build factories, we want to build farms, learn farms, we can do anything, pyramid, whatever we want to do, science, technology, spaceships, whatever.
So here's the conundrum. Here's the conundrum, I am, right? Can I build with you and can I trust that you gonna build with me if I don't believe in your Jesus, or not? I'm not just saying you, but or your ways of life, right? But I agree to the morals and the principles that we both will follow and pass down.
I think that's an excellent question. I've always been willing to drop Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, or Torah, Tanakh, Bible, Quran, if it was going to be to the betterment of us as individuals and as a group and as a people. I think we could. In fact, we probably should drop those things. We can still have righteous standards, moral standards, righteous principles, codes of conduct, law, without being any of those Abrahamic faiths. And I think we should do that. And yeah, we could build without being Christian, without being. In fact, we shouldn't be Christians because those are foreign. That's foreign. That's foreign, actually, to the Americas. To be honest, even though some of the principles they use is of ancient American principles and righteousness, standards of righteousness, but they put their spin on it. They put their deities on it. They put they false concepts into that. So we can't hold on to those and expect. Because I was talking to a bro, I said, man, we can't be an Aboriginal American and Israelite at the same time, man.
Why you can't?
Because an Israelite is ascribing to the God of Israel and to Abraham.
See, okay, but the God of Israel and Abraham, based off your perspective, right? It's people that's reading the Bible and looking at it and saying, "Damn, this is America." I'm looking at, not that you see what I'm saying? It's people. Everybody reads the Bible and gets a different interpretation, right? So,
Right, but what I'm saying is when you do that, when we do that, when we read the Bible, it's a geographical location that they're trying to put you in, that they're putting that they put in that Abraham thing is a geographical location where it supposedly had taken place, and it don't fit the geographical location of the Americas.
well,
So that's
I
why I say
think it does, actually.
some people think it does.
Well,
I think a lot of people does. Go ahead,
Mike
Nadi.
check. I mean,
But that's
yeah,
because
yeah,
they're
yeah,
trying to. That's because they're trying to pull. They want to keep on the righteous principles is in the book. I know. I know what you're talking about. I've been there. I mean, I talk to people like that. The thing like that. That's because they're trying to hold on to the righteous principles. But you can hold on to the righteous principles without bringing in all the false historical accounts that supposedly had taken place in the Bible and in the geographical location of where that stuff supposedly had taken place. We don't need that to hold on to the righteous principles. That's what we got to understand as people, in my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't have to believe in Abraham. I don't have to believe in Noah. I don't have to believe in King David to know that, to have the principles. Okay, we don't sleep with animals. We don't sleep with little babies, with little kids. You see what I'm saying? I don't need to have all that to have those standards in our government, in our kingdom, our empires, or homes.
Nadi, you want to get in?
I don't. Nah. I'm gonna let it ride.
Oh, I'm done. Go ahead.
I agree that ultimately, see, the reasoning in which Christianity and other religions are so potent and powerful, right, is because the religion or the ideology precedes the individual who practices it, right? And so when you think of, let's just say, Islam, right, there's a certain frequency that you think of when you think about people who practice, Islam, as well as in Christianity and these other ideologies. So it's like a identifier. It's like it's like having a certain members only key, right? If I know you're a Christian, I know you're following certain principles. If I know you're a Muslim, I know you follow certain principles and have certain values, and you're instructed to do and live in certain ways. I can have confidence in that. You understand?
But can I interrupt you right quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, that's an illusion, though. Just because I'm not saying what you're saying is illusion, but people, if I claim to be an Israelite or a Christian or a Muslim, that don't mean I'm following the principles that's in the book.
Let me step in right quick, big bro. What's your name?
DIM.
DIM. Big up yourself. I'm gonna say this, and it goes pretty much all the way around. Hold on. I got an echo. All right. Okay, so today's time, and I'm not trying to change the subject. I'm just trying to have an identifier to show common basis. In today's time, we have this disagreement between male and female, especially melanated Americans, between the two groups. Who's going to be humble? Who's going to have more say so within a relationship, or is it going to be equal? Certain individuals want authority. Now, this goes on both ends, and this is why I'm trying to give you this. Certain individuals want security. That's what I meant to say. Want a sense of security. That's in religion. That's in just humanity itself. Even in female and male companionship, a female will look for security from a man. But with that security comes a form of authority. So the religion or the identity of a religion, a Muslim or Israelite or say you so, whatever you want to call it, it shows a sign of authority to show protection under. So you have a lot of individuals that's taking on certain identities and certain religions because they're looking for protection, either afterlife or today's life or tomorrow. They want certain benefits under protection courses, so they fall up under that set of authority that's already set in place to hold that position of protection, if you understand what I'm saying. So you can't really identify it as a religion as in faith basis. It's actually someone's looking for something out of it. Everyone is looking for something out of it. So they're running to the protection what it provides. That's what it
right.
is.
Like I've lived my life and I've done some old fucked up shit, but through you I can be protected in the afterlife. I don't have to pay for none of this shit. So if I just commit myself to you and whatever deity, entity, you know what I'm saying? That's
and
like
humble myself. Yeah.
Right. It's a contract, right? It's a blood oath. All that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what be weird about shit, because it's like, how do people not think that, you know, some of this weird, spooky shit they be talking about ain't real? Because, like, it's all steeped throughout all these religions and ideologies and shit. And, like, I don't know how you could not see that shit. Like, I grew up in the church. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have no problem with church folks, to be honest with y'all. Like, I love church folks. Like, church folks have helped me and my family a lot throughout my life. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned a lot just being able to deal with black folks and you know, melanated folks from different places. A lot of that happens in the church and shit like that. There's a certain level of community, certain level and the ability to generate wealth, right? Communal what they call it, communal wealth growing, or whatever the fuck they call that shit. Like, I can see how the church has took and implemented certain elements that benefit, you know, ultimately the church, and that's why it continues to run and be powerful. I just don't understand how, you know, for people who are not subscribing to these things, like, what are you doing to replace it? Like, where is the replacement? What are you, and I'm not saying you have to come up with something for everybody else. I'm just curious for individuals. Like, what are you replacing your false ideologies, your dogma? Now that you have realized everything damn near you to learn is a lie, what are you replacing that with? Because ultimately, if you don't replace it with something, what are you transmitting to the next generation? And if you're not transmitting information to the next generation, are you like doing yourself, your people, a service? Like at what point are you a coon? Do you have to just be nestled up to the so-called ops in order to be a coon, or could just not doing shit make you a coon? Like, these are the decisions that ultimately, in my opinion, that men make amongst men. Ultimately, when men come together and make decisions amongst each other, shit moves, gang. Shit happens. So, if you want to know why our shit is fucked up and how it continues to be this way, in my opinion, it's because men, or at least the right men, haven't come together to establish things amongst themselves. And then from that point, you know, passing that down and living that way amongst themselves. I think that's where it starts, Tribe.
Yeah, okay, so
I mean, go ahead. You got a question?
Yeah, so that's going back to what I was saying earlier. We the problem is us. The problem is us as individuals, first of all, and then on a collective level. It branches out. That the issue is us. It's not the foreigners.
Oh, I
because
mean,
like
well, we got
if we got
issues. We
if
got
we got our
different
principles.
issues. But if you saying the most pertinent issue, I think that's gonna always be for all individuals the reality. Most
Like
individuals are gonna realize that what's wrong, what they're going through, wherever they find themselves, is not the product of someone else. It's the product of their own decisions. A lot of the time. Go ahead.
yeah, so the principles, the men and women do come together and they agree on that. That's why we have law and order. So, but if we uprooting what our ancestors laid down, I already said it earlier. An example: messing with little kids in sexual ways in ways that the grown people don't supposed to do. That's already been laid down thousands of years ago. Why are we trying to uproot that and listen to foreigners and say, oh, it's okay to do that now? Or it's okay to be with a man, be with a man. We can't uproot. Why are we tearing up foundations of what elders and leaders and righteous leaders did in the past, thousands of years ago? We don't need to uproot that. Keep that. Let's go back to the basics. Reaffirm and confirm those things that was best for us as individuals and on a collective level, and then build from there. Because I don't care if somebody have a big old house and big cars and lots of money and lots of land, but then you're completely immoral. That's not going to do anything but spread. That immorality is going to spread to the next generation.
Well, I think it's a personal choice, right? Like, it's not that people just go against the ancestors or go against, like, a lot of people have the foundation. They come from good people. A lot of our people come from good folks, man. Like, even the ones who found themselves in the inner cities and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go back, these people come from good stock of people, humble people, from humble beginnings is ultimately what I'm trying to describe. You know what I'm saying? And so whenever we're going outside of that, we're kind of going against our culture, no? Like, whenever we're going outside of the things in which our ancestors passed down to us, in which we watched them experience that was successful, that allowed us to have the opportunity to become an ancestor type shit, like, that's an individual choice each individual makes. That ain't no collective group choice. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's some people who go against it. There's some people that go with it. There's some people who start to go one way and then they be like, oh shit, I don't want no parts of this shit. And they go all the way the other way. You know what I mean? I think that's why it's not just like as a whole, you're not going to see people change or just establish this in this culture and everybody's just going to be on the same page, right? Individuals have their own different moral compass and their own principles. You know what I'm saying? And so based upon that, you got to try to find individuals that have similar ones to you and build with them. And I don't think not expecting that all niggas is just gonna start acting right. Like, I don't know. We got D-Red in the building. What's up, D-Red?
Yeah, I'm saying that. Okay. I know this one of my friends said, you can't force people. Look, people have to be forced to do right, whether it be indirectly or directly. Like in the home when I was being raised, you did right, or if you didn't do right, then there was consequences. So basically, you did right, even if you didn't want to do right. And that's on an individual and a collective level. You don't want to do right, then you have to be dealt with as a group or as an individual. If that group don't want to do right, a group want to get together and steal and rob, then that group needs to be dealt with, to be brought back, to be made to do what everybody else is doing that's right. The majority of us is not out here robbing and stealing, so the people that's doing it got to be forced to do what's right.
Well, guess what?
Even if they're being chastised.
Let me throw a monkey wrench in your analogy, right? Check this out. If there's good people and then you got to set the people that's not doing right, right? In order to stop the people that's not doing right, the people who doing right gonna have to not do right. Do you understand?
No, I don't agree with that.
You don't?
No, because if you're making other people do what's right, you're not doing wrong. That's a righteousness.
Okay, so if there's a certain sect of people who's killing our people, right? Hypothetically, of course, for entertainment purpose, right? And there's people who not. How do you stop the people who killing people from killing people? Because you're not killing people, right? You're standing on that principle. You're standing on it. So you don't have a way to combat the people who killing people because you don't kill people. You understand?
No. That's not a principle. That's never been a principle of any the so-called Negroes culture. Murder was considered the problem, not killing. Killing is not a crime. It's the murder that's the crime. There's a distinction. Like if you unlawfully killing someone or unlawfully slaughter someone, then yeah, you're supposed to be dealt with.
Okay, but who determines that, right? Like
the group of people, the eldership, the people that the same type of people that determine those things now. It's a group of people that come together, or a nation or a city of people come together. They decide what's going to be the law of that city and that town, that county, that country, that state. And then they put it into law. Then they put it into practice.
But do you know what gives them their power to actually make it real?
Their agreement and then their actions. And they bring it. They put it into practicality.
In my opinion, it's their willingness and ability to take any and everybody the fuck out if necessary.
Okay, it was the same thing. I just didn't say it like that, but so what I'm saying is, like in my family, the guardians didn't tolerate certain things, and if you did wrong, you got chastised, regardless of, and they enforced their rules.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, it gets like, just trust me, it's been nigga nations and civilizations before. This shit ain't just as simple as, hey, put the damn bylaws down. If we all follow them, then we gonna be good. Like, that ain't how this shit work though, gang. When you get power, when you get envy, greed, all of the other sins and shit like that, bro, when you start to adding all that shit together, man, nigga can't even see them motherfucking goddamn principles. You understand? And that's what we're dealing with.
Well, why are we greedy though? That's what I'm saying. So those are some of the fundamental principles that we're supposed to lay down. Why are greed? Basically, when you're greedy, that means most of the time you're trying to get something that don't belong to you.
Well, most people are trying to fill a void. Some people do it in different ways, right? But
I know, but did you hear what I said? Normally, when we're thinking about greed, that means that's an individual that's normally seeking to get something or to obtain something that don't belong to them, and it probably belong to someone else.
Well, I don't really know. I've never really been a greedy motherfucker.
Yeah, I know what greed is all about. Because I'm gonna just tell you, because like, okay, for example, say you got a farm and you got all kind of, plant life and fruits and stuff. You can go in there and eat as much as you want. It's yours. Greed would be that's a form of a greed too, but that's like gluttony. But at least it's your stuff. Now, greed is being greedy, according to my understanding, and the way I'm using it is, now you want to go into somebody else's farm and take up all their stuff, eat up all their stuff, and then take control of it as well, or steal it. That's being greedy, man.
I would agree.
We shouldn't have that type of stuff. We shouldn't tolerate that type of stuff. And
so what would be your suggestion to individuals who, let's just say, for lack of a better term, commit a sin?
That would be committing a sin if you're stealing someone else's farm stock, or land or what have you, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you think? Like, should those people be erased? Should their butt? Like, you understand? Like, civilization's been around a long time. Ain't nothing new under the sun, brother.
I know that's what I'm saying, but a lot of things that was established to correct that type of mentality and behavior, we got rid of. We don't even talk.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, though, even those things, I'm saying go a step further. Even those things that we got away from that was beneficial to us, they had bad things associated with it, too. It wasn't just all, we followed the principles and everything, and all of the earth was balanced, and everybody was floating, and nobody had to walk or work or do nothing like that. I don't think that's real.
There's a level of balance. Like there's a level where there's a calmness, there's a peace, because you can obtain that in your own personal life. So it definitely can be obtained on a group level. It's all about constantly having checks and balances and practicing what people is preaching and teaching. They have to practice. If they're preaching righteousness, then they need to practice that on a consistent basis every day.
I was watching something, right? It was talking about this story of a emperor who told one of his servants to go find him a ring that make him cry when he happy and happy when he crying. So they say he went and searched all over the ring for the ring. He couldn't find the ring, and then he found one shop, and the dude told him what he needed, and the dude went back into the back of the shop and came back with a ring, and he showed it to him, and he looked at it, and he was like, "This is the perfect ring." So he take it back to the emperor, right? He's like, "Emperor, I found the ring that will make you cry when you're happy, right? And happy when you crying." And he gave the emperor the ring, and the ring had 3 words on it, I believe he said. Oh no, 4 words on it, I believe. And it said the 4 words was, "This too shall pass." And so even if you've in a place of peace right now, this shall pass. If you are in a place of like trial and tribulation, at some point it shall pass. But just understanding, right? No matter what you're experiencing at the time and how it is feeling at the time, good or bad, great or, not, it shall pass. And so just understanding that principle in itself, right, leads me to tend to think that there isn't a place in which kumbaya and like this fairy tale people have been painting us, that if we get to just this area, if we just do these few things, we're like just right on the cusp of just being at peace and harmony. I mean, I have too many children. I have too much in my life that shows me that at any given time, your peace can be broken when you have people you love, when you have things you care about, when you have responsibilities and things in what you invest in, and you put it all on the line. Like I just finding peace, I just don't see, like, and I'm saying finding some sort of peace, yeah, but I'm just saying this whole we're gonna get to the promised land shit, I think we need to break out of that and understand that this shit is a marathon, nigga, and hopefully we make it to the motherfucking finish line, right? But I don't think we should be looking, right, for the finish line, because none of us know where this race ends. Go ahead.
What I'm saying, the goal is to have heaven on earth, as people call it, right? That's just the goal, and that's the aim, which means we always got a good reason to wake up, right? No one said that it's always gonna, especially when you living with foreigners, amongst foreigners who's making laws and rules that's contrary to your ancestors. righteous standards. You feel what I'm saying? So of course, it don't seem like that's attainable. But if we don't look at it from the lens of the foreigner, it is obtainable. You see what I'm saying? So if we, like, the foreigners come over here and for some reason we allowing it or agreeing with it, they're changing rules and laws, saying what's right, saying things are right is not right, saying things is wrong is not wrong. I don't see that that's being my people, unless they just getting in league with the adversary. Why abortion clinics? It's just a lot of things that foreigners that are establishing here in this country that I don't believe my ancestors was doing that. As a whole, they wasn't doing that. We didn't establish those things and we didn't make those things okay. So yeah, there's constant war, there's constant battle going on in the Americas. We have not brought things back to the basics of righteousness.
This is all I'm saying, DIM. Okay. My mother has sacrificed for me in ways in which I couldn't even describe to y'all, okay? My mother, and I'm saying all this to say, like, I'm a mama's baby. My mama love me. You know what I'm saying? Even my mama, nigga, from the earliest ages has established, nigga, if you ain't what I need you to be, I'll kill you, nigga. Okay? It's a certain responsibility that niggas is not understanding, okay? If you create something, you have the responsibility to make sure that shit don't become something that motherfucking hurts the rest of us, right? So I don't think we looking at it from that perspective per se, right? It's not a certain level of understanding just off the rip, bitch, I'll kill you, about what I stand on and my principles. See, when it's that serious, there's not a lot of playing going on at that time. You understand? When a motherfucker is telling you and looking you in your soul and saying, motherfucker, if you try me, I will take you from here. And this is the person that brought you here. You know, like, where that's at? Nowadays, we love the baby so motherfucking much, they could shoot the whole motherfucking city up, and we'll be trying to figure out a way for our own sake. Oh, he wasn't that bad of a guy. Man was all right. He killed and robbed niggas all day, but he was cool. He was a good dude, actually. Like, at what point? I don't know. I'm just saying. You talking about?
We're saying the same thing. We gotta do the right thing, regardless of how bad it may hurt our feelings. We gotta do the right thing, regardless. The objective is for the good of the whole. And if you're destroying the good of the whole with your actions, you got to be dealt with, even if it comes to the point of having to be eliminated. That would be a righteous judgment.
Well, guess what you would need? Guess what you would need with that? You would need some more niggas who ready to crash out for the good of the whole.
I mean, that's what a lot of ancestors did in the past.
Where they at? Where my crash dummies at? Sign this piece of paper right here. So you ready to crash out for the coaches? I'm gonna put that on a shirt. Crash out for the coach.
I mean, people
where y'all at?
They doing it every day for the military. People crashing out every day for the military, the police department, FBI.
Oh no, that ain't. They doing that for a nominal fee.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? With the understanding that benefits and shit come with that. I'm talking about who ready to just crash out for free.
For free?
For free.
And that's the key, because we shit on, you hear people shitting on Christians, but the deacons for the fence was crashing out for free. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? People may not like to call themselves black, but the Black Panther Party crashed out for free. You know what I'm saying? In Mississippi, the original Council of Negro Leadership, they was crashing out for free. The invaders in Mississippi, a lot of our black prominent organizations, they was crashing out for free, but because people don't like the fact that they use the term black, you shit on them. You see what I'm saying? These people actually picked up guns and was busting their crackers, shooting their crackers, getting into gunfights with crackers. The deacons for defense defended the whole church against a mob of KKK crackers, but we shit on them because they call themselves black. You see how silly these niggas was putting their whole shit on our, but we'll shit on them because we don't like what they call themselves. Instead of looking at the fact that these niggas had balls, nigga. You know, so these niggas had their nuts, and these niggas was the type of niggas that was willing to literally pick up guns in defense of women and children. But niggas will think that they more revolutionary than them because they talking shit on the internet.
I 100% agree.
This is the problem.
Yeah, we should on the word black. Black only means whatever we say it means. It don't have to mean what some foreigner say it means. I don't got a problem with the word black myself, but
I know everybody though. I'm just saying in general, these are the type of conversations people have because it sounds good. Like, you know what I'm saying? It sounds good to be like, you know, you know what I mean, to shit on the ancestors, but the ancestors picking up guns. Ida B. Wells let a march out of Memphis, 1,000 men when she found out black men was getting lynched and getting fucked up. You see what I'm saying? Then those black men came back with guns. Them black men came back with guns. That's why Memphis is 80-90% black right now. But them brothers came back with guns and it was getting them crackers' ass. But we don't talk about that. But we want to talk about. But we want.
I don't. A lot of times we got to die for what's right. We need to be focused on living for what's right, because a lot of times, a lot of these leaders, they didn't die. Some of them died, but everybody didn't die. And so everybody's not going to die for doing what's right. Some may, but not everybody.
But everybody gotta be.
I'm talking about willing to do it if necessary.
We ain't saying everybody not gonna die, but everybody need to understand we in a war.
Yeah, because whether you and this is something I was telling folks that I did a show on this.
We can hear you, Naughty.
I did a show on this a while back, and it was about about COINTELPRO, right? You know what I'm saying? And I went through all the documents, and I went through the last one I went through was the Black Messiah document. You know what I'm saying? In the Black Messiah document, it says the number one objective is to stop their unity, because in their unity there is strength. You know what I'm saying? But I went in on that because every faction of the so-called Black conscious community think that they are it. And by themselves, they are it. If you're an Israelite, you think, and you remember ISUPK, you think that is it. If you are Aboriginal, you think that is it. If you are Moor, you think that is it. But the document, these people told you when these things were, at a point these things were classified, and they unclassified them. So they told you why this shit was classified, what their fear was. Their fear is not one group or one ideology, one school of thought by itself. Their fear is all of us saying, let's put that shit to the side and get on these motherfuckers' ass. That's their motherfucking fear. You see what I'm saying? Us being able to put our differences aside and understand who our real fucking enemy is. I listen to niggas all day long, bang on each other.
Let me ask you a question. So who was our real enemy?
Hold on. Our real enemy is the goddamn government.
Hold on.
Our real enemy is the goddamn government. Ain't no nigga redlining your community.
Let me say
ain't no nigga gentrifying your communities.
Hold on, let me say this.
Ain't no nigga.
Hold on, let me say this. Our main enemy is self, man. It's not the government.
If you think
that would be secondary. That would be secondary, bro.
Is something wrong with
But who's, and that's why I asked a simple question. Who's redlining our communities and setting up for gentrification? Who's the motherfucker poisoning our food and giving us bullshit food to eat?
Let me answer your question.
Hey. Let me get in one thing.
All that stuff, I'm almost done. I'm gonna be done with this. Let me ask this question. The reason why all that stuff is going on, is because of self. If we get ourselves together, none of those things will be able to take place like that.
Get ourselves together how? Get ourselves together how and to do what?
Can nobody divide and conquer you and your wife unless y'all allow it?
So
men and women have to allow men and women and the kids, or if you got more than one wife, whatever, y'all have to, and then if you got brothers and uncles, and y'all have to unite and be together and let nothing divide and conquer you. If you allow that, then of course the outside forces are going to be able to implement their agenda. That was the foundation of what I said when I first came online with the talk show host.
So me and my wife, we gonna do what with the government by ourselves?
No, once you get your home, once individual in the home, then then it's your brothers and then your cousins. It stretches out. We got to get ourselves together as individuals and as a people. The government is only as strong as we allow them to be through our weaknesses.
But that's the whole point, brother. That's the ultimate enemy.
No, it's not.
The ultimate, because the reality of the situation is a lot of the conditions that we are in the projects and other places, it's them who puts there.
No, I'm saying. I'm not saying that there's no outside forces that's against our people or against righteousness. What I'm saying is the ultimate problem is always going to be with self. If our people don't realize that, we're going to continue to have the same problems.
I mean, I get what you're saying, that we have stuff that we got to work out, but that's the whole point of why I said we got to understand in our unity. We say the same thing, you know what I mean? Our unity, we gotta figure out a way to dead all this dumb shit, so we can get on the motherfuckers who we really got to get on ass. Because as long as we are staying on some doctrine banging, man, I had some kids say, "Coach, y'all, what's the point of me learning all the shit you learned so I can stop gang banging in the streets and stop gang banging online?" That's what one of my kids said. What's the point? What's the point? What's the point of me doing it? You know what I'm saying? So I can gang bang with the shit that y'all talking about. Right. And this is how.
Can I ask both of you something, man? And maybe they help you ask yourself a question too. All right.
Go ahead,
So you saying you want to not necessarily change within oneself or start with us, and then the other brethren said we put in position to be in this mishaps that we're going through. What I want to know is when you're using the identity and you're using the title and you're using all the endearments and indemnities that comes from using a certain culture or a certain aspect of status or identification. Just on our words that we're using right now today, it's in a context that we're in a system of someone else's that's not ours. We're all programmed. We are all in this transition. We're going through this transition together in the same aspect. You want to be separate. You want to do your separate thing, but you're still using the enemy's language. You're still using the enemy's food system, production, education. You're still using these techniques, but want a change. It can never happen. So what you need to do, if you're going to use this technique, Learn it to the master ability. That way it can benefit you. We're all indoctrinated now. We're all speaking a language of trade. We're all doing a language of business whenever we operate on our day-to-day service, whatever we do. So at that point, what I'm trying to get you to understand, stop fighting yourself. Stop fighting it and look for what you have in your hand and play with the cards that you're dealt. Stop trying to go in the deck and sneak shit in and out because it don't fit you right now. Play what you got in your hand. Learn how to use it to manipulate what you have. You have heaven on earth. You just have to use the banking system, which again is that Bible, the education, the religion system, the ecclesiastical system to free yourself. We're fighting a battle that our ancestors developed to help us in this system. I was speaking earlier that we're 6,766 years up under this system. We're not understanding that. They every so often they change the script and give us a new educational system for the old to die out on the old knowing shit and start up some new shit for the last damn near 7,000 years. We've been up under this indoctrination of a slave or indenturement or some type of financial trade system. That's what we've been on. We wasn't on that before time, but the time we are now, keeping time, all of that, this is a system. The Nebuchadnezzar. If you go back to your scriptures, it tells you what it was. It started with Nebuchadnezzar. And the Daniel had to go and translate what was the dream about. It was about the system going all the way to the end. And who's gonna benefit from the system, and who's gonna manipulate the system, who's gonna learn from the system. So the system has been teaching you fuckery this whole time to keep you blind on who you are and what you hold in your hand. But the information is there, but they're not gonna give it to you in the school system because they need people to keep their system going. So if you're gonna be one of the blind sheep that want to spend all your energy and time all day trying to figure out how to get out of the system, but still be in the system and still go against the grain, you're that sheep. They're targeting you. They're not targeting me because I'm awake. I know what the fuck going on. I can manipulate through the things. I know how to progress, and I'm trying to give it to you at the same time. How to progress in this shit. It ain't what we're gonna do, what we're gonna start over. You got it in your hands right now. You have everything in your hand. You just have to stop questioning yourself. Stop questioning this system. Your people built it again. Your people built this shit. You just have to learn it. And I rest right there, big bro. Go ahead with your conversation.
All right, but when you say our people built the system, you talking about like what aspect you talking about? Like
everything that you see today, from a house to a window to a car to anything man-made, your people built it. The system for you to have a citizenship, a democracy, a republican, all of that is built by your people.
Okay, but so you're not. So they didn't build same-sex marriages, did they?
Did they build same-sex marriages?
Yeah, they didn't.
You're going into a doctrine. I'm talking, bro. I'm talking about reality right now. You don't have to.
Wait a minute.
You don't have to adhere to that if you don't choose to adhere to that. Just like you don't have to adhere to speaking English if you don't choose to speak English.
Listen, that's a part of the system. So I'm saying I just want to make sure that we separate what's our people built from what some other demonic, since you want to deal with the Bible, demonic entity has built, because our people did not agree with same-sex marriages.
Well, I don't know. Do you got any kin people in your family that's homosexual or female might do other tendencies? I know I got a couple in my family. I know some gay people in my family. I can't deny it. So if my people, I got one or two gay people in my family and they fuck around and take rule and they implement something on their book That's still my ancestor, bro. I can't deny that not being my family.
I get you. No, what I'm saying, I understand that. You're talking about in modern time, but I'm saying that's recent.
I'm talking at any time.
Hold on, my friend. That's
Yeah.
recent. That's not something that we had legalized and that we endorsed in family structure, because that's not family. You can't even build a family on the same sex. Come on, man. Listen, did our people build same-sex marriages? That's all I want to know. Is that our foundation of what we were doing thousands of years ago? I don't think so.
It's not our culture based, but I'm gonna say it again. I might have a hold up. I might have a cousin. Hold on. Just wait. I might have a cousin that takes power and control of some authority in some area at some point in time that might be bisexual or homosexual and implement a law to carry out his tendencies. I still cannot deny that my people didn't build that system. I can't do it.
You got to be real with me. What's so fake about being a homo? I'm just saying you got to be real. Adam, if you're a homo, you got to tell me, like, because if you my friend, bro, you just going to be real, folks. Me being friends with Remo, I would assume what's the opposite of homosexual? Heterosexual. I would assume his ass is a homosexual. And he's different. So if he was not a homosexual, you got to say heterosexual. A heterosexual. So if he was a heterosexuals, bro, I'm going to assume that you a heterosexuals and bro a heterosexuals too. I'm already a heterosexuals. So I'm assuming everybody who hangs with me is a heterosexuals, bro. If you
That's all right. I'm very I can be controversial when it comes to that. And I guess a lot of people are sensitive. I don't care if my family members is a part of that or not. They wrong. They deviating from the original righteous principles that our ancestors laid down. That's the point. I'm not saying that our people didn't have nothing to do with it in this day and time. Yes, they have. But originally, that was not even part of the protocol. That was not part of the liberation and the liberty of being a human being, of being a person.
So let me ask you a question, is it your plight to condemn all homosexuals?
Look, all homosexuals are wrong and they are destructive to the whole world, period. I don't care. I'm related to them. I'm sure I got relatives that doing that stuff. Some of them just dumb enough to do that. That is not how you build family. That's not how you build a nation. And that's not how you build righteousness. I don't care what anybody says.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that homosexuals can key into one component of your life and say because of that, you wrong?
Okay, if I got something wrong in my life, then if it's revealed, then I need to get rid of it. It's that simple. I'm not gonna condemn. I can't condone myself doing something wrong and then I'm condemning everybody else if they're doing wrong.
Passing judgment is wrong because it's a democracy site.
It's not.
Hold on, bro. Everyone has the right to stand in his own Republican aspect, a republic aspect. That's do his own will, live his own life, and pursue his own happiness, not to benefit your emotion. So when it comes to your emotion, hold on, just wait, big bro. So when it comes to your emotions being implemented and it being transitioned in an opinion verbally, now that could be looked at by that homosexual as wrong. So now they have something to pinpoint you exactly. I'm saying it. I'm not a homosexual. Just judgment, period, on anyone, unless they do harm to you or your loved ones or your property, is wrong. They have the right to live and be who the fuck they want to be. I have no judgment on that.
If you want to do that stuff in your home, okay, but then making it a law and making it where you get benefits and making it where you get like reprimanded if you speaking against it or against it. Now that's you going beyond your freedom of doing something behind your closed doors, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna
ask you again. This goes back to our conversation where you were saying black, they jump on black, people saying for black in this. What status are you holding? What jurisdiction are you falling under? If you're going to fall up under the jurisdiction that dictates laws and you want to be part of that, then you're going to be judged by that. If you're going to stand outside of that jurisdiction and say, hey, y'all can do what y'all want to do, I'm not part of that situation, I'm blind and the biggest, negate it with either way it go, then you can set yourself apart. You see what I'm saying? But you can't say that they're making laws behind it and not want to participate in that system, because that's the system for that part.
Notice, I'm not condemning. I never said I wasn't the one talking about the system. I said the problem is not the system. As far as like the problem is, our biggest problem, should I say, is not the government, but but the government becomes a problem, which is still us, because the government is us. You can't have a government without people. So if our people is leaning towards the demonic attitude of homosexuality and same sex is okay, then that's demonic. We need to get our government in check, so our government is out of order. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm a part of the government because I live in this government. I get that, but I am not in agreement with everything that we're doing in the government.
Are you around
same-sex marriages and same-sex relationships is wrong. Period. Legally, illegally.
I am. Are you a righteous man?
I think so. If I judge myself, yeah.
Okay. So, do you think that homosexual people can benefit or bring benefit to the plane or to this existence at all?
When it comes to their intellectual capabilities of whether they're a good carpenter or a good painter or a good electrician, they may know they stuff in that area. Anybody can know that stuff in their particular trade or mastery, right? That's not, no one can take that from that person. But their lifestyle is inordinate and it's unacceptable and it should not be tolerated. Certain things in life.
That's where you listen. That's where you going wrong. See, that's where you're getting off the path of righteousness, right? Their lifestyle has nothing to do with you.
Yes, right? It does. That's not true. I'm gonna tell you why.
How? Explain.
Remember we was talking. You even mentioned it. You the one brought the word family up. That's not that's not a family structure. That's not a family. See, when we're not saying we need to define what family, we need to define what the family is. No, when I'm saying family, I ain't talking about we related. Yeah, we related, but that's not how you build great kingdoms and great empires on same-sex marriages. You can't build nothing great. You can't build no great empire on that. Hold on, let me say this. And then the brother keep bringing up the Bible. Well, if you deal with the Bible God, the Bible God, or the God of the Bible, Abraham, they condemn homosexuality. In fact, they annihilated cities for that type of behavior. So how are we gonna come into this day and time thinking we're smarter than our ancestors and say, okay, it's okay, let's tolerate it?
I don't think that's what we're saying. That's not what we're saying, right? Like, ultimately, you can have your opinion about something without condemning, right? Like, I don't subscribe to that lifestyle, and I've been very vocal about how I feel about certain things in regards to this. Like, you know what I'm saying? But as my brother Nadi was saying, that doesn't take away in the fact that I got people that I love, that I like, my family, my blood, that practice this lifestyle, and that doesn't lessen their value because they practice a lifestyle. Because if that was the case, they could have pinpointed a time in my life where I was doing whatever the fuck I was doing and saying, see, that's why he ain't shit, that's why he ain't gonna never be shit, and he should be condemned. So, and I bet you I could have catch you at a point in your life at some point in time where if the right motherfucker would have came across you, and you could have been condemnable, right? Okay, based on the principles and based on what they are perceiving. Go ahead.
I'm not saying y'all perceiving me wrong. I'm not saying that they can't change. I'm not saying that they can't change. I'm saying the lifestyle is wrong. So if they wanna be a part of a righteous life in heaven on earth, they need to change their conduct. No one's saying that. Oh, okay, they're doing that. Okay, no one's saying they doing that. Oh, okay, then they need to be. Okay, give them a chance. Do you want to change your lifestyle? Are you willing to change? And do you want to change your lifestyle? But it's not an opinion. This is not just an opinion. This is a judgment that our ancestors had agreed upon thousands of years ago, based upon what the Bible says. So, and in the Bible, it's never been condone, never.
I am. Okay, we understand where you're coming from, bro. Hold on, just slow down, slow down. I'm gonna say this, and I kind of want you to understand what I'm trying to get you to understand. When your people say you got a cousin or two cousins or whatever that moves that type of lifestyle, if they come to your village and the family's village that's building the kingdom and put their helpmate soul and hand into building the kingdom, built up the kitchen by themselves, they built up 4 or 5 of your children's bedroom by themselves, and they want to go in their room and do whatever they want to do and not build their repetition up, that's fine with me. That what how he built his family is fine with me. Listen, what I'm trying to get you to understand. Hold on, bro.
Understand what you're saying.
Don't stop. Let me finish, bro. I'm not passing judgment on this man not wanting to procreate. That's not my family structure. Actually, I don't even want that type of tendencies in my bloodline. So don't procreate, please. Let it stop at the cut it off at the head right there, so it don't come again. Do you understand what I'm trying to get to you? You're fighting a battle that doesn't concern you, bro.
Listen, this battle concerns me. It may not concern you, and I get that. But this is not even the battle. It's already won on my domain. But what I'm saying is that behavior, either you're gonna stop it or you need to be eliminated. Period. That's just my opinion. I don't care if people don't like me for that, but I'm gonna stand for something because I'm not gonna fall for anything. And I'm standing like that. I'm willing to live for that. I'm not dying for anything. I'm living for what I stand for. And that's just me. And I'm not gonna compromise. And I'll just leave it at that. Y'all, you can have your
if you saying it like that, hold on, if you standing on that, then be willing to die about it, right?
No, I ain't gonna die for nothing. No.
Oh yes, you are. Yo, listen, sir. Listen. You can't live for something if you're not willing to die about it. Because guess what? It's some homosexual people that listening to you right now that could fuck you up, right? And so that's the reality of it, right? So you hold on, listen. I'm gonna be quick. You can have your opinion, right? But when you say you gonna stand on some shit, right? That means you got to be willing to die about it, brother. Not live. Okay, so that means you're not standing on it. That means
let me show you something.
That means it's convenient. You'll say it until some big 6'5" homosexual nigga try to make you stand on it, and then you don't really feel like that no more, right?
No, that's not true. That's not true. Let me show you what I'm talking about. A lot of people got the idea, I don't know where it's come from, that you got to die for standing for something. What makes you think you're going to die for standing? What makes you think the other person who is wrong, they're not going to be one dying?
Once again, we're talking about the willingness to, right? Understanding that combat comes with the potential of death, right? Yeah. So it's not about going into conflict understanding that I'm trying to die or thinking that I'm going to die. It's understood. All men understand this from the jump. If you talk to another nigga crazy, gay, straight, or whatever the fuck, no legs, with legs, no arms, no mouth, whatever the fuck, if you talk to a man crazy, you gotta be willing to die about what come out of your mouth, because another man will potentially kill you for what comes out of your mouth.
First of all, we shouldn't be talking crazy to one another. But that's not the conversation. I wasn't on that conversation. What I'm saying is that if everybody keep quoting this Bible, and it's the righteous that says they're gonna inherit the land. It didn't say the wicked. So if you with the same sexual relationship, you're the wicked, you're the one that's gonna be dying, not me. That's all I'm saying. I'm standing my ground on that. And if somebody was in my face and we was having a political conversation, I still would stand on that same principle. I say political conversation. I ain't say you out there just talking crazy to people. Why would we want to do that? That's ignorant.
Well, I'm just saying, bro. Listen. I don't want to keep harping on the homosexual topic. Shout out to the community and all that y'all, whatever y'all got going on. Once again, as long as it don't infringe upon what I'm building or what I got going on, I don't like that shit. Ain't even in my reality. I don't even know this shit exists until somebody brings it up to me.
Y'all don't understand.
I learned a long time ago, big man. Every man, no matter what he do, he could be a crackhead, he could be a robber, he could be a killer, he could be a bum. Every man deserves the respect as a man. Every woman deserves the respect as a woman. Regardless, hold on. This is a quality that everyone on this face of this earth holds within themselves to have the ability to give each other respect. All right. So if you got something you dislike, is good your opinion to yourself.
No, bro,
just
this is
out
not
of
no
respect.
opinion. This is documented. Since you talk about the Bible, you in particular was talking about the Bible so much, it's documented that God did not put up with that behavior. It was a death penalty sin, and not only that, he destroyed nations. Not just those cities were nations. Actually, he destroyed nations for doing that. So what I'm saying is also to understand the agenda of the homosexual agenda is that they impose the ultimate agenda is to annihilate humanity and righteousness. Hold on.
Talking about the Bible.
But see, you don't understand
about the Bible.
You don't understand the homosexual agenda. That's in the scriptures. And you see,
I understand. I don't have the option to partake in that. I'm not part of the system. When I speak on the Bible, I speaking on the Bible strictly from a banking aspect, bro. I'm not a God fear based hypocritical imagination, illusion, magical base. I'm not speaking on the scriptures from that. I'm speaking on a doctrine of banking.
Do you realize? Do you realize the homosexual agenda is to impose their agenda on that which is in righteousness, that which is righteous?
No. You got it wrong.
Did you know that?
No, that's what I'm trying to give you a answer your question. I'm saying no, sir. You have it wrong. That agenda comes from the patriotic aspect, knocking down the matriarch. When your first astrological sign of the ram came in, back in your scriptures, what you're trying to read, when Abraham had to sacrifice his son, I forget the name, but these are the aspects that you're looking at. The woman annihilation has been going on for thousands of years, as we looking at right now.
I'm not even talking about that. I asked
okay,
you.
So that's what it's not just homosexual. It's a man tendency. It's a man identity. That's it. Period.
No.
Yeah, bro.
Your uncle. First of all, that's not even. I'm not even talking about that.
Bro, how did a God make a male God make a male body human, and then that male human pour life brought a female Eve out his rib? Make it make sense in an aspect that man is not trying to overrule woman.
Okay,
that's what I'm trying to.
I know, but that's a different subject.
It's not homosexual, bro. Homosexual comes after the patriotic rule of male dominance. That comes after. It's not just the homosexual. It's a male dominancy. Period. It's not an equal base.
I'm not into male or female dominance. I'm into what's right. Whatever's right.
Let's get off of the homosexual thing and try to identify it of a second coming and identify it where it comes from the original.
Let me just. I'm not even dealing.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman.
Oh! Are you stupid or something?
Hey,
Hey, look.
look.
Yeah.
I just want to comment on this. What he said. I'm not for patriarchal. I'm not for matriarchal. It's all about doing what's right. And what I'm saying is that the homosexual agenda is deeper than what most people probably even realize. It's to destroy this earth and make it homosexual or same-sex and bisexual and transgender. That's the ultimate goal. They want to impose their agenda on the whole world. And until we see that, you're going to be like weak. We're going to be weak-minded or lean towards a weaker perspective of how we should stand against this or anti against this.
I don't think that the people are blind to the obvious agenda that's being perpetuated. I think, like in most military conflicts, the enemy makes their move, and then it's your choice to make your next move. Whatever the matrix throws out, or whatever the ops, for lack of a better term, may do, we always still have a move to make ourselves, ultimately, right? And that's once again, I keep saying it, it's the individual choice. You can try to galvanize as many people as you want against whatever individual group of people you would like. It's not going to cease those people from existing. We've seen civilizations attempt this over and over and over again, and it has not worked out well one way or another. When trying to eradicate specific elements of our family and of our tribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure. I'm 100% sure.
I can agree with that. Because, well, this is the reason why I disagree with that, because I'm sure this is not an isolated event. So what I'm saying is, if you got the scriptures, I mean, we do know that people do read those scriptures, and it got to the point where he annihilated those people, all of them.
So how are they still here today?
So we can't say it don't happen, or it hasn't never happened necessarily.
Hold on. So how are they still here today then?
No, those people ain't here today. You got a new group of people who's trying to bring back that old lifestyle that at one time had gained momentum in certain regions of the world. But then judgment was brought on them through people or through God or however you want to say it. Because think about it, if we're gonna have that attitude, then why lock up criminals? Why lock up the molesters, and why lock up the burglars and robbers? If we feel like if the purpose of law and order is to try to bring that under subjection and to annihilate it.
Right, but you're equating homosexuality with the crime, and that's based off your ideological beliefs. Understandable.
No, that's based upon my own inner self, as well as confirmation through reading and studying. But my own nature and own spirit know that that's an abomination. It's an abomination.
That's cool. Like you can have your opinion on that, but that doesn't make it a crime punishable by law. You understand?
Yes,
you're mixing the dope. Huh?
It do makes it a crime punishable by death if the eldership and the leadership of that nation and people agree to that. Yes,
so let's play a game. Okay, the nation agrees that this is punishable by death, and they proceed to live out their cultures and things of that nature. Is it from your understanding that at that point all is right between with niggas?
I mean, that's a principle. So that's just a jump start. That's a principle. That's a foundational principle that we can build on to get things right amongst the so-called Negroes. Yes, that's a very important principle. If we don't get that checked, and we don't get that subject, it's going to continue to be like it is, and may get worse.
So, from your understanding, then, that we need to exterminate a certain amount of our population in order to get our house in order. Hold on, let's be clear.
Not exterminate. Hold on,
homosexuality is running rampant in nigga nation. right
I
now.
already know.
So
That's how come I'm so militant about it. For one, but the reason I'm saying either they give them a choice. You either change, or you can be exiled or annihilated. That's 3 options. I don't know if we
change.
should have 3 options, but that's at least 3 options on the table. They got 3 options.
Let me ask you this. I hear your dedication into eradicating the homosexual community within our midst, within our.
Don't say it like that, bro. But just let me help you out for a minute. Annihilate homosexuality, not necessarily. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought I said that.
No, you didn't say it like that. I don't want you to think that I'm about this. I'm saying annihilate homosexuality, that spirit. Annihilate that spirit.
Yeah, that's what I thought I said, though. That's what I thought I said. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. I understand that. What I want to ask you is, honestly, what's more defamating to our survival? Us killing each other, us that minute homosexual activity in the community?
Well, a lot of murder has something to do with homosexuality spirit. That's a spirit of murder. If you operate in the spirit of homosexuality, you got the spirit of murder in your soul as well. It goes hand in hand.
You're crazy. Oh shit. Oh, okay, y'all. I gotta get the hell up out of here, y'all. I can't go down another 30, 45 minutes or an hour of homosexual talk.
I'm trying to jump off that subject for the last 20 minutes, but we still sticking on.
He asked you that question though.
I get it. Listen, I get it. Whatever you decide to stand on and you feel your frontier of fighting is, I'm not trying to stop you from any progression whatsoever. As I said before, I agree. There is an agenda and it is an issue, and it does plague our community and negatively affect our community. And that I'm in agreement with you on.
No
right?
doubt, boss. Yeah.
What I'm just saying is, I'm not saying I'm not in agreement in any other facet, or I am in agreement. I'm just saying we need to take all things into consideration before we just make ultimate decisions on how we should deal with some of the things that have been put on our community, some of the things that we know has been perpetuated specifically as agendas to our community, how we're going to overall deal with the results of these things whilst trying to bring people together. Is hard because as you try to fix the culture, you're going to isolate those of the culture. And a lot of the times it's going to not just be specifically because these people wasn't not shit or like they just chose to go against the culture, right? There's another element that has taken place where we're born into a system, and if you and most people are fed to the machine, and ultimately some people come out certain ways and some people don't, like at the end of the day. And I'm not 100% sure on why that is, how frequent that is, and all of that. That's not really my my fight. You know what I'm saying? What people do on their own time is not my fight. My fight is when we come together, we all standing on a specific code that we can all say we've agreed upon, took upon, and it be understood with the threat of what they say, coercion. What the shit the police do to you when they get you locked up? What they say? Threat, duress, coercion, and death. Like all of that in between. Like with the highest level of severity, right? When we come together as men and we make choices and we give our word as men, that's understanding that we willing to die about giving our word and what we saying. And that means we willing to stand on it. So that's what I don't give a fuck what the nigga do when he go home. If the nigga bring his ass to the front lines and that nigga word is solid, right? What the fuck do I care how they choose to, live their life out at the end of the day. Once again, it's not infringing upon what I'm trying to build. And ultimately, remember, the goal is for us to be coming together. So it's going to be hard to come together when you isolating niggas and judging niggas and ultimately not providing a space of understanding so that the soldiers can come to the front lines, and those who you can trust, those who you can build with. That will never be established because we have so many qualifying factors to be a part of the nigga nation.
Facts. And my last thing I want to say, I really feel bad for my people that's doing those type of things whenever a man that has a natural testosterone and standing up brings himself to humble himself to be as a female entity to another man. That's the most defamating aspect of looking at this whole scenario. Not just the works that's producing in the family, but in individuality, how it just a person it has to be so emotionally damaged inside to humble himself to that type of category, to place himself under a next man. That's even on the female side, to uplift herself, to make herself more than a man, is just that characteristic of what they've been through in their life. To pour them to even think and do those things is damaging, period. That's what we need to address.
All right, gang, I got to get up out of here. I got to go to the hospital, tribe. I hope y'all enjoyed today's stream. Naughty, we appreciate the 3 donations, by the way, gang. Starting off the first 9 for 9. That's 3 donations on our first 9 for 9. 6 more donations of $9 or more. We'll lock in our first one. We will do our giveaways tomorrow as scheduled. I'll be here 8 Eastern, but right now I got to go check on my auntie, you know what I'm saying, and be there for my tribe. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's stream. Make sure y'all bang that like button, share the video out. I'll see y'all tomorrow, tribe. Same time, same place. Until next time, tribe. Peace.
It must be me. That's how I know it's a hit, because Jay White just produced it.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Looking at the mirror like it must be me, cause everybody's seeing something that I don't see. I was drinking lean like my name was Pimp C. I gotta thank God that I never OD'd. I should've kept it clean and probably just did weed. I thought it was a downer, but it must be speed. Remember my homeboy who had the Jeep Cherokee? Dropped out in elementary, he still can't read. Assigning artists, if they get locked, they blame me. Nigga want me to get the pot, resort to plan B. I thank the Lord Vicky Jean didn't take the plan B. She tried really hard, but she couldn't tame me. I had a good family with real good genes, but for making the team, we trap for brand new jeans. I don't fuck with what's the name, and yeah, they still green. I'd rather be heard nowadays than unseen. 10-figure niggas still might catch me in the ghetto. My house so big, I can hear myself echo. It must be me while my bitch stay preggo, cause I love the way she put this shit together like Legos. I was selling dope same time Crime Mob had made stilettos, and niggas still can't get on my motherfucking level. You just out to 1017, they say you with the devil. The next chain I'ma get is a iced out shovel. I wish it was 80 keys. In my band we ugly guitars and we rolling 80 deep. No one shadier than me, no one get niggas shiestier than me. Heard the old saying, apples, they don't fall far from the tree. Yeah, my left wrist is on freeze. Is it cold or is it me? But you ain't no little Gucci, man, your ass a wanna be. Heard them niggas play with you, niggas don't ever play with me. In the streets, no one is safe no more, no one, not even me. If you never took one for the team, you can't get MVP. Dressing by the court, they got me losing sleep. I seen niggas posting niggas that they never ever met, but never post me, and they know me from up the street. I was selling dope same time Cromov had made stilettos, and niggas still can't get on my motherfucking level. You just signed to 1017, they say you with the devil. The next chain I'ma get is a iced out shelf.